Hello everyone. Today we shall discuss this chapter that is about light. The first question is, what is light? Light is a form of energy that enables us to see objects. It travels in straight lines and can move through a vacuum. Light is a type of electromagnetic wave. It is visible to the human eye as visible light. Right? Now I'll explain how we can say that light travels in a straight line. Right? For that I am going to another screen. Right? I'm changing the screen here. I'm changing the screen as taking as white screen, and that is explain how a white light travels in a straight line. That I'm going to explain here. Right? You see here. Suppose there is a. You can see here that suppose there is a table here. You can see here there is a table, and here there is a candle here. Right? Suppose this is a candle. Right? If you see through this pipe, suppose there is a pipe here, you can see this is the eye. That means with this eyes you can see the candle flame. Right? It proves that light travels in a straight line. Right? This is case 1. If I take case 2, suppose case 2, suppose this is the table, this is the candle, this is the flame of the candle. If I take a pipe like this one, like this, can you see the flame? Can you see the flame through this bent pipe? No. From this experiment, we can say that light travels in a straight line. 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 Right? I proved from this that light travels in a straight line. Now going back again, what we find, let us see the second slide. Right? Now we'll go to the next slide. Now see this one. These are the properties of light. What is that? You can see here that properties of light. Properties of light. You can see here that in properties of light, first you can see that the light travels in a straight line. I already told you that light travels in a straight line. This is called rectilinear propagation. Rectilinear propagation means light travels in a straight line. That is rectilinear propagation. Light can be reflected. It bounces off shiny surface, that is mirror. What is meaning of reflection? Reflection means, suppose this is a mirror. This is a normal. That means this is 90 degree. This is the incident ray. Suppose this is AB. This is the reflected ray. This is angle I, and this is angle R. We know that in case of reflection, the incident ray AB, the reflected ray BC, and BO, the normal, all lie in the same plane. This is the first law of reflection of light. And in second law, that is angle I is equal to angle I, that is angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. That is about reflection. Now write me refracted. What is the meaning of refracted? Right? Suppose this is air. Suppose this is air and this is water. This is water. If a light, suppose this is the normal, if a light passes through air and goes in the second medium, which is denser than the first medium, then it always, the light bends towards the normal. And this is what we call as refraction. This is refraction. This is refraction. Right? This is refraction. Right? This one is reflection, that is in the same medium. But if there are two medium, then light can be refracted, or what we call it as refraction. The third one is it changes direction when it passes from one medium to another, that is refraction, like here to water, I already told you. Light shows dispersion. What is the meaning of dispersion? If in the ray of light, if I put a prism, this is suppose white light, it splits into 7 colors, and that is what we call it as Vibgyor. V I B G Y O R. B is for violet, I for indigo, B for blue, G for green, Y for yellow, O for orange, and R for red. That is dispersion. That means when a white light passes through a prism, it splits into 7 colors, and that is picture. That is called it as dispersion. Light is speed. We know that light is speed, and the speed of light in vacuum is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Light enables vision, right? We see objects because light reflects from them and enters our eyes. These are some of the properties of light. Now you go to the next slide. Now for the next slide, you see here that what we get, this one. Now, what is reflection of light? Reflection is the bouncing back of light when it strikes a smooth surface like a mirror. This is how we are enabled to see images in mirrors. I already told you what is the meaning of reflection, right? Now, if we go to the next slide, let us see. The next slide is types of reflection. Actually, there are two types of reflection, right? One is regular reflection, and the other is diffuse reflection. What is the difference? Occurs in a smooth surface, forms clear and sharp images like mirrors, and diffuse reflection occurs on rough surfaces, does not form clear images, right? Now I'm going to explain this one. For that, I'm taking here this one, this drawing, right? Now you see types of reflection. Suppose this is the mirror, this is the mirror, this is the normal, right? Suppose one incident light comes here and goes back. According to reflection of light, see this is 30°, this is also 30°. If another incident ray parallel to this one, parallel to AB, suppose A, B and C, parallel to AB falls in this mirror, it again bounces back. This is the normal. Again, suppose this is 30°, this is also 30°. That means this line AB and CD both are parallel incident ray, and the B, E and DC are also parallel. This line would also be parallel, right? And this is what we call it as a regular reflection. That means this line AB and CD, if the incident rays are parallel to each other, then the reflected ray will also be parallel to each other. And this is what we call as a regular reflection, right? And diffuse reflection. What is diffuse reflection? Diffuse reflection is like this. Suppose there is a rough surface. This is for a smooth surface, for example, mirror. In mirror, always regular reflection takes place. But in case of diffuse reflection, there is a rough surface like this, rough. And suppose there is incident ray here, reflected back in this direction. And if a parallel incident goes here, but the reflected light will not be parallel to this light, right? This is what we call as diffuse reflection, occurs in smooth surfaces and does not form clear images like wall. On wall we get diffuse reflection, right? This is the diffuse reflection, right? Now we'll go to the next slide and see what is the next slide. Laws of reflection. In laws of reflection, I already told you the laws of reflection. The first law, the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal all lie in the same plane. And second law, the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. I already told you this one, right? And the next one is this one. Key terms, incident ray. I already told you the incoming ray that hits the mirror, that is incident ray. A reflected ray, the ray that bounces off the mirror, that is the reflected ray. Normal, a line perpendicular to the surface at the point of incidence, that is normal. angle of incidence between incident ray and normal, angle of reflection between reflected ray and normal. I already explained all these things. And the next one, what we call, you see here the ray diagram of reflection of light. You see, this is the incident ray. Now you see, this is incident ray. This is A, this is B, this is C. This AB is the incident ray, BC is the reflected ray, right? And this is the normal, BD is the normal, right? That means this is angle ABD is the angle of incidence. This is the angle of incidence. And this is the angle of reflection, right? That means we are finding that AB is incident ray, BC is the reflected ray, BD is the normal. At the point of incidence, all lie in the same plane. This is the first law. And second law is angle I is equal to angle R. That is, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Right? Now we'll go to the next section. Right? Now we're going to the next section. You see here. This one. How is image formed? Right? How is image formed? How is image formed? An image is formed when light rays coming from an object are reflected by a mirror or refracted by a lens and then meet or appear to meet at a point. The point where these light rays actually meet or appear to meet forms the image of the object. There are two main types of images formed by mirrors and lenses. Now let us explain how image is formed. Image can be formed in this way. Right? Suppose I am explaining this. Suppose this is a mirror. Right? This is the mirror. So there is an object here and the name of the object is PQ, right? In case of plane mirror, this incident ray, this is suppose one incident ray, right? It reflects back in the same direction. And if this incident ray goes in this direction, it reflected back in this direction, right? Suppose this is PQ and suppose this is OP and OR is the same distance, right? In the same distance, this image will form. You see here, this image, this belongs, but this appears to meet here. Appears. That means with dash dash you can write. This appears to meet here in this direction. Or you can write it P dash Q dash. Suppose this is P dash and Q dash. In this way, image form. And this is what we call it as virtual image. When the light rays does not actually meet, they appears to meet. That is virtual. In case of plane mirror, there are three properties. This is virtual image, first one, and the second one is image distance. Object distance and image distance will be same. Object distance. Object distance means this distance PQ, PO, and image distance is OP dash. Both are same. Object distance is equal to image distance. Image distance. And the third point is that the object height of object, this height of object is PQ. PQ is equal to P dash Q dash. The height will also be same. Height will also be same. Will also be same. And there are one most important property of a plane mirror is lateral inversion. Lateral inversion. That you have to know very well. That is what is lateral inversion. Lateral inversion means when you stand in front of a mirror, your right hand will be seen as left hand and your left hand will be seen as right hand. Right? You can see here that I am taking this left hand. You see here, this is the left hand. But you can see in the mirror, in the lens, that it is right hand in the same way. And that is what we call as lateral inversion. There are two types of images found by mirrors and lenses. Now the next one is what we see. Next one, what we got is this one. You see here that features of real image, and there are two types of images I already told you. One is the real image, another one is virtual image, right? Real image and virtual. This is the difference between real image and virtual image. Formation formed when light rays actually meet. I already told you when the light rays actually meet, that is real image. And virtual image formed when light rays appears to meet. In case of plane mirror, it is virtual image. I already told you, plane mirror, right? Screen projection can be obtained in screen. Real image can be obtained on screen, but virtual image cannot be obtained on screen. Nature always inverted. Real image will be always inverted, and in virtual image always upright. That is, in case of plane mirror, that is upright, that is erect. An example: image found by concave mirror when the object is far, that is real image. An image by plane mirror, that is virtual image. Example in real life: a real image on a cinema screen found by projector, that is real image. Image found as image cinema screen. Virtual image, your reflection in a mirror, that is virtual image. This is the difference between real image and virtual image. Now going to the next section, you see here what is the next section. Image formed by plane mirror. I already told you that what is the how image is formed in a plane mirror. Then I am going to the next section. Next section is characteristics of image formed by a plane mirror. Virtual image. There are three characteristics: virtual, or the image cannot be captured on a screen. The image cannot be captured on a screen because light rays only appear to meet behind the mirror, that is virtual, right? The image is upright, not inverted, that is it. Lateral inverted, left appears right and right appears left. I already told you, right? Same size, the image is of the same size of the as the object and same distance. The image appears to be the same distance behind the mirror as the object in front of it. These are the characteristics properties of plane mirror. And next what we get, let us see. Next one is this one, lateral inversion. Explained simply, lateral inversion is the phenomenon in which the left and right sides of an object appear reversed in its image formed by a plane mirror. Right? That is, left hand will be shown as right hand and right hand will be seen as left hand, that is lateral inversion. Right? And the next one, what you see is this one. Why does it happen? When light rays reflect from a plane mirror, they follow the law of reflection. The mirror doesn't turn the image upside down, but it swaps the left and right sides. This is because the mirror reflects light symmetrically. So your right side becomes image left side and vice versa. This is what we call it symmetrically, right? And the next one, what we call it as right. These are the different reflection of light we already discussed about. That is what is light, what are the different properties of light, right? And why does it happen? We also had this one, right? In this way, we can find out that the different aspects of light, right? In this way, we can find that the different properties of light and all these things, right? Dear friends, if you like this video, please subscribe, like and share. Thank you everybody for watching this video. Thank you once again.